Hi, welcome back to Living Foods 365. I'm Ayana.
And I'm James.
And today we are going to be talking about soy.
Yes.
So the reason why we're going to talk about soy is because whenever I'm shopping for things like tempeh and tofu, I get a lot of questions. Even as I was purchasing some of these ingredients this morning, the cashier was asking me, what is tempeh? How do I cook it? Am I vegan? Am I plant-based? She said, I can eat vegetables, but I don't know about that stuff there that you have. And so I get this a lot. Like, I get people looking at my shopping cart a lot. I get questions on how to season tofu a lot. Is soy good for you? Is soy bad for you? And one of the things I want to say about soy is, yes, number one, just like everything else in our world today, you want to be very careful of what you're purchasing. So you do want it to be organic when you buy soy products. And you also want to eat it in moderation. Anything that's not necessarily directly from the earth, like these leafy greens right here, you want to be careful and make sure that you know exactly what you're eating. So today I'm going to show you 3 ways to use 3 different kinds of soy product.
Yes.
So we have the edamame, we have the tempeh, and we have the tofu.
There's the tofu right here, looking good.
Yes. So now, babe, while you tell them a little bit of information, I'm going to actually break open this packet and start slicing this down. And the first thing we're going to do is make a marinade for this tempeh. Now, tempeh has a very earthy taste. It's very, like tofu is very bland until you season it up really well. But tempeh on its own actually does kind of have a earthy taste and texture. So what I like to do with tempeh is marinate it. Now we're going to do a quick marinade today because I'm going to just make this for you right now, but how we're going to use it today is like in a BLT. So we're going to make like a bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich with the tempeh. We're going to just shell these edamames and make a nice little quick salad. And then my husband is going to show you how his favorite way to make the tofu, which is very versatile. You can throw it in a salad, you can eat it as a side dish for your extra protein, whatever you like. So that's what we're going to get in today. And so let's get started, babe.
All right. Okay, so here we have the tofu. Now, it is a legume. Everybody always says, man, what is tofu? They see a big white block and they say, what is tofu? Well, tofu comes from soybeans, okay? And it's a legume. It's in a pod, as you see right here. And also, what you want to understand about tofu is when you begin the process of making tofu, you're pretty much making soy milk. So after you make the soy milk, what you do is you take the soybeans, you ground them in water, you heat them, and then you coagulate them with minerals like calcium and magnesium. But you also are going to have huge amounts of nagari, okay? Now, nagari is a Japanese word, which, first of all, nagari are salt crystals. They're salt crystals. So that word is derived from a Japanese word that means is taking the bitter salt is extracted from the sea salt. So that's where the word nagari comes from. When you look at this right here, everybody says the same thing. They say, now wait a minute, men cannot eat a lot of soy because of the estrogen. Now listen, we all know what phyto means. Phyto means plant. And then when you have phytochemicals, it's the chemical compounds that come from plants. Well, what this has is loaded with phytoestrogens in the form of isoflavones, okay? Isoflavones, they're wonderful for the body. And this right here is very low content as far as calories. There's only 1 gram of saturated fat, but you're going to get a lot of protein. I love soy. I eat it all the time. And please don't think that men can't eat it because of the estrogen and you're going to gain all types of weight in different areas that you don't want. Don't believe that. This is a wonderful source of protein. It's also good. Oh, isoflavones. it's also good for nitric oxide. It's substantial in nitric oxide, which acts as a vasodilator, which expands the inner walls of the blood vessels, which is the endothelium layer. It expands those inner walls and it dilates the blood vessels, which allows wonderful blood flow throughout the whole system. So soy is going to be good across the board. And what I'm going to do now, tofu, I'm going to go ahead and chop this up. Now, there's different types. There's different types. This right here is, you see, this is, what type did you buy?
Extra firm.
This is extra firm right here. But there's also firm, and you also have silken, okay? Now, why would they want to buy silken? It's going to be pressed in a block after it's coagulated, just like this. But why would they buy silken?
Silken is more for sauces or desserts because it has a soft texture and it blends easy. A lot of times people make it like into a pudding. They make it into a pie.
Cheesecake. You can use it for cheesecake as well.
You can make it into cheesecake.
Yes.
So yeah, the soft silken one is just usually made for things like that.
Okay.
The firm and the extra firm, they even have super firm.
Yes, super firm. Now that's hard. That's super hard right there.
And that's just more texture, it holds together better.
Yes.
Than the silken.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I'm gonna do right here, thank you. What I'm gonna do right here,
squeeze out.
Make sure that you get all the water content out of the tofu. Because when you listen, it's going to take on the form of whatever seasoning that you use. And that's going to, if you want chicken, if you want fish, just use the proper seasoning and it's going to taste just like it. But make sure it depends on the texture. That's why we have extra firm.
Yeah, while you're cutting that, I'm going to make the marinade for our tempeh. And what I'm going to just use is a little Bragg's Amino. And what the Bragg's does is it gives a little salty. I'm also going to use a little maple syrup in this marinade. So we have a little salty and a little sweet. The secret ingredient to this marinade is what, babe? Do you know?
The secret ingredient to that marinade is, I have no idea.
It is smoke.
Liquid smoke.
Liquid smoke.
Liquid smoke. I should have known.
Yeah. So when people, so I kept it out just so you could see liquid smoke. And basically, I use this whenever I want a little. It smells really good.
Yes. Woo! Yeah. I love it.
So, and what you want to do is this is a marinade. So what we're going to do, it gives it a nice smoky, what you want when you have your bacon or things like that.
Absolutely.
So that's why we're making it. So again, I have in here maple syrup, a little Bragg's, and a little liquid smoke.
Okay, can I steal them over here very quickly?
Yes.
Now, over here, I just separated this into certain blocks. Now, these are kind of thick right here. However, if you have more people, you can cut them down to whatever size that you want. If you're going to use firm or silken, of course you can't use silken like this, but if you're going to use firm, then you just be careful because you won't be able to break them up as much without them starting to crumble up, all right? But look at this, I want to show you something. Let's look at this. These are nice. Now I was trying to be cute for this video, so I went ahead and made them nice and thick so it can have a nice look at the very end. Make sure that we gotta make sure it looks appeasing. Now look at that right there. All of them are nice and thick.
What I have done here is made the marinade of the Bragg's Amino, a little maple syrup, little cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, and our secret ingredient, liquid smoke.
Liquid smoke.
Yeah. Now you know I said smoked paprika because that's my other secret.
Second
yeah.
That's
but for something like this, I really want to get it infused with that smoky flavor, like what we might be used to in a bacon or something like that.
Absolutely.
So that is going to sit here and marinate while you go ahead and season up and cook your tofu.
All right.
So while you're doing that, I'm actually going to shuck our edamame that's going to go in our salad.
You can put any seasoning that you want. We have onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, just a little seasoning salt. Now, look what I'm about to do, and I want to talk about that seasoning salt. I like it clear because I'll be able to see all the salt that is going to be absorbed. Please make sure that you drain the water as much as possible.
Yes.
Because the seasoning is just going to soak right in. So look what I'm about to do here. Look what I'm doing here. Okay? Clear.
That's your favorite part.
This is my favorite part. It really is. When I get to toss the tofu. Toss the tofu. Now, that seasoning, although it does look highly seasoned, it will absorb heavily inside the tofu. So you don't want to like overkill. However, look what I'm about to put here. I'm going to put a pinch. Now, because I already used a little bit of seasoned salt, I'm only going to use a pinch of salt. Because I already used seasoned salt, so we don't want to have it too salty. So just understand that even in any one of the seasonings that you use, sometimes if you're using like Cajun or something, it's going to have salt already included, and then you don't want to add salt on top of salt. Right. So we want to make sure that we have a good taste. If you want spicy, you can put a little drop of cayenne, but we don't recommend using cayenne often at all because cayenne is good for medicinal purposes. I love the garlic powder, the onion powder. I don't necessarily like the garlic salt because again, I put salt or I put seasoning salt and we don't want to double it up, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use a little bit more of our seasoning. Again, it was tossed all around and we want to make sure that every side of the tofu block has that good seasoning in there, and I'm just going to toss it around one more time.
And that's and this is what we call like a dry rub, because like what we made over here was like a liquid marinade for the seasoning. And if you're gonna make tofu for other dishes like pad thai, or you know how you like your teriyaki tofu, then we wouldn't season it like this. This is specifically for like just a basic seasoned tofu recipe that you can kind of use. Like I like to eat my tofu when we make it like this in my salad.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right.
But if you're gonna be making it for other dishes with other sauces, you don't want to season it like this. This is like particularly for this because people always ask me, how do I season it? And now, babe, what kind of oil are you going to be using? Now, you can also bake this. You do not have to fry it. You don't have to pan fry it, deep fry it, none of that. You can bake this. You can put it in the air fryer. We're just going to show a pan fried version today.
Okay, so what I'm about to do now, I'm going to put the coconut oil. I already had this heated a little bit, and that's pretty much what you want to do. You want to have it heated up. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this in there like this. And as you see now, again, these blocks are extremely large, but that was just for video purposes. They do not have to be this large, okay? Yeah. And I'm just going to level them out.
We're using coconut oil because coconut oil has a high smoke point, and it's better for cooking, frying, things like that. When it's heated, it doesn't lose as much of the nutritional value as if you're using olive oil. Olive oil should be used for like marinades, a salad dressing, and things like that. Now, like I said, if you are watching your oil intake, then definitely throw it in the air fryer or in the oven at about 400 until you get the desired crispiness that you like.
That's right. That's right. This is transition, all right?
Yes.
Nobody really wants to get off meat and try this for the first time, like the ultra healthiest way.
Exactly.
And then they're going to say, no problem, no, thank you. I'm gonna stick with the stick with the meats. So we're just going to transition as we go along, and it's only going to get. But your palates, your taste buds are going to start to shift. They're going to start to change. You're going to re-educate your taste buds, and then as we go into the more healthier, you're going to say, okay, this is not that bad, and I like what it's doing to my body. So this is a wonderful thing that we're doing here.
Absolutely. So I am still just over here shelling our edamame. I have pickles here because we were gonna make a sandwich with our tempeh here, and our tempeh has been nicely just sitting here. I've been tossing it every now and then just to make sure that the other pieces get some love of the juices down on the bottom. But you see how that's just soaking up that marinade really well.
All right, so now we are going to start flipping. One side seems to be done. You're going to see a nice golden brown, and it's going to start to be a little crisp once you start to flip them over. Now, some people, men, we like what I used to do. I take a spatula and I just do the whole thing, and I didn't take my time, and they weren't they were all over the place. However, go individual. Now, as you notice, again, these are bigger blocks, so I'm doing it, and it's not going to take that long. But when you have a lot of blocks in there, then just take your time still and just go individually flip every one to make sure that you have that same crispiness on both sides. Now, if you want to do all sides, it's going to take a little longer, but hey, go ahead. You'll see a nice taste to it. Also, if you want them to be like tempura? Is it tempura? All you have to do is really crispy and have the whole outside crispy to get that crunch, just like they have in a lot of these restaurants. All you have to do is use some non-GMO cornstarch. Even when it was in here, cornstarch, toss it, put it in there. It's going to be wonderful. If you have a pack of tofu and you open it up and you use a little bit of it, make sure you use it within 5 to 7 days of the expiration date. Between 5 and 7 days of the expiration date, because it will go bad on you. So look at this right here. Look at that.
What I'm gonna do is kind of assemble a little salad here for our edamame. I have just a little spring mix mixture here. I'm gonna put some carrots, some tomato, our edamame. I have some mandarin oranges, and then I'm gonna make some kind of dressing. Now I'm gonna kind of make a dressing on the fly, just for you guys, because that's just usually how I do things. So I decided to do it here for you. And what I'm gonna do when we put all this together, I'm gonna have my tofu and my salad. That's how I like to do it. The tofu is almost done. I have assembled the salad, and now if you saw, all I did was ribbon the carrot in. I could ribbon some more in, but my girls, they actually will probably just finish eating this like this. But if you just want to make the salad just a little, cuter, for lack of a better word, you can just ribbon the carrot, and you can ribbon your cucumber. It just brings the aesthetic to what you're doing. I also topped it with a little mandarin. We have our edamame in there, and of course we put some healthy fats such as our walnuts. I have some pumpkin seeds and some sunflower seeds and some tomatoes. So that's just a simple salad that I'm actually going to eat my tofu with. Now for a dressing, I'm just going to whip up a dressing I was trying to think, you know, when I think of like mandarin oranges and tofu, it reminds me of like like an Asian chicken salad.
Yes.
Like
oh yeah,
those are one of my favorite places to go is Cheesecake Factory. So I'm gonna make a simple tahini, gingery little dressing. So I'm just gonna use a little tahini here, and I'm gonna use a little sesame oil. And I'm actually gonna add a little ginger powder. Now you can use fresh ginger. I usually would use fresh ginger, but I'm just gonna use a little ginger powder right now. Oh, and that already smells really good. A little pinch of salt. I'm gonna do a little squeeze of lemon. And just for a little sweetener, now this is the 100% pure maple syrup that we like to use. So it's not like the pancake syrup. I mean, you use it on pancakes, but this is like 100% pure maple syrup. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just put a little bit in there. I'm just gonna give this a little mixed.
You got some hungry mouths.
I will actually just use a little bit of this juice just to stretch it.
Yes.
And now we have like a nice creamy, oh, it smells really good. I'm gonna add just a little bit more ginger. So we have our done tofu here. Now this is double, you know, wasn't even necessarily planning on making it like this, but I'm just gonna do it because this is how I would eat it. Look how beautiful that looks. What's my favorite word? And there is a nice hearty salad. A lot of times people tell me, you know, they have a hard time eating salad because they get tired of eating it the same way. So this is another reason why I kind of wanted to show you how simply you can make these simple things. You know, we have a whole meal here.
Yes,
you know, you could have
absolutely.
like a side of a sweet potato, some brown rice or something, and you're good to go. So our dressing is looking good. How's your tempeh looking,
The tempeh's looking good. I didn't change the oil. You don't have to. In this case, I mean, not that you're going to make tempeh and tofu. If you do, you don't have to change the oil. Everything is right there. Just keep it exactly as it is. That's what you heard, all that sizzling. And I'm going to be turning these over very shortly. Look at the difference in the color already. This one I just turned over. Look at the difference in the color. So you want them again, just to get like this, get like a golden brown. Again, if you want it to be crunchy, coat them as you're seasoning the tofu, as you're seasoning it. Coat them with some non-GMO cornstarch, and man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a wonderful. It's going to be a wonderful crunch. It's going to be just like anything else that you have ever eaten, but you can season it according to your desire.
Yes. You know what happened here in your pan? I know you're not used to seeing your pan get like this.
No, I am not.
So
What happened?
So we use maple syrup in our marinade, and the sugars from the maple syrup like caramelized.
Oh,
and
okay.
So that
All right.
made your pan get a little more sticky than what you're used to.
Okay.
Right?
All right. That makes sense.
And then what we did was just add the rest of that liquid right in there, just so
Yeah.
it could soak right on into there.
All right.
And what we're gonna do now is assemble your sandwich.
I appreciate it because I thought I was making a big mess, but
Nope.
I am making a big mess, but there's a reason behind it.
Yes, and it looks really good.
All right,
and it
wonderful.
smells really good. What we're using here is Ezekiel bread. We try to use as much, go as gluten-free as possible. But when we do have wheat, it's usually a sprouted wheat, and the Ezekiel bread is sprouted. Or I will make my own bread using spelt or einkorn flour. We are going to use Ezekiel bread for your sandwich right now, and I'm actually just going to start with a couple of pickles for you, because we're kind of making a BLT. Did you want pickles, babe?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then I'm going to give you a little tomato here. Then have your lettuce, because the BLT is bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Here you go.
All right, that's looking good. Thank you. Look how nice.
You decorated a lot better.
Look how nicely you put it on the plate, though.
Yes, I did. Actually.
And so now we have our tempeh bacon. It smells really good. I can smell the smokiness of it.
Yes.
You see that maple syrup that caramelized on there?
That looks good.
Okay.
That looks wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay guys, so we have made our tofu salad
Yep.
that has the edamame in there and the seasoned tofu that you made, babe.
Yes.
I'm gonna just go ahead and put a little of our dressing on there. And that was just a sesame, tahini, lemon,
Yes.
ginger dressing that I just whipped up real quick right in front of you guys. And then we have the smoky sweet tempeh that we made into a BLT. So you ready for your taste
Yes,
test?
I am. Yes, I am. All right. So this is my BLT right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward. It looks good. It smells good.
Mm-hmm.
And it tastes good.
I'm just going to actually take a little bit of our salad here because you know this is what I like. I love my tofu salad. I'm gonna get a little piece of mandarin here, and I'm gonna just go ahead and taste your tofu.
All righty.
All right, so your tofu, and I'm going for it. That dressing just tops it off.
Yes.
I like it.
Awesome.
So we have made everything. We have done the taste test.
Yes.
And you guys, if you like these kind of videos, please subscribe to our channel. We're going to try to bring you more transitional plant-based dishes. You know, we're going to incorporate more healthier ones, but we also really want to incorporate transitional dishes that people that are coming off of eating meat and have no idea how to cook things like this block of tofu. This is what we're bringing to you.
Yes.
Please like this video if you liked it, and always remember, healthy habits equals a healthy lifestyle. Until next time, take care.
Take care. I'm about to finish the sandwich.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.